Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with haltering and unhaltering him and haltering and unhaltering him, making sure he's comfortable with that. The first thing is just make sure you keep your rope, right? Hand, you always keep that so he can't get away from you, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'll just reach over here. I'm gonna untie my rope halter here, and I'm gonna let it off of him. Okay, oh. Keep, you want it, don't do what I did. Keep that rope in your hand so you have him if he does take off. Okay, now I'm just gonna come back in, and this is like kind of this rinse and repeat stuff. I'm gonna reach over, much better than the first time I put it over. You can see he's not ducking away or pulling away. What a pony, I love that. Okay, good boy. We're gonna walk around a few times. We'll kind of walk a circle, let those feet kind of move out. I'm gonna pull him with my halter. I'm gonna ask him to come forward. Good, awesome. Now, I'm gonna come back in here, hold that rope. It's hard to remember to hold that rope. And just be careful with your ropes that you're not wrapped up or tangled up, so if he does take off, he's not gonna drag you or something. You wanna be able to just drop it if you need to, okay? So I'll untangle him, untie him here. I'll let that off. And this time, what I'm gonna do, because I really want him to know that he's kind of free, is I'm going to just kind of send him off away from me here. Sorry, bud. I'm gonna say, hey, move off away from me. There. That way he feels kind of free and loose, okay? And what I'm gonna do here, which is pretty cool, is I'm gonna see if I can get him to connect with me without having to pull on the rope, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my halter and lead rope here. I'm gonna see if I can just, almost without the rope, right, approach him, because this is kind of preparation for when I don't have the rope, okay? And I'm gonna fumble around, see what he does here. Let more rope out there so it doesn't get tangled up. I'm gonna walk up to him. Now the rope's here if I need it, but I'm gonna try to not use it. I'll pass one side to the other. I'm gonna use it there, right? So hey, don't go forward. And I'll tie him up. Good boy. I want him to know that he's tied and that this is connected. So let's get in the move here. There, good boy. See if I can get another step or two here. Good. And now I'm gonna go right back to it. I'm gonna untie, say, hey bud, you're free. I'm gonna send him out so he really knows that he's, you know, kind of free. There. And then I'm gonna draw him in here. I'm gonna see if I can draw him in without necessarily pulling on the rope. So we'll see here. I'm gonna push him. I'm gonna draw here. He's going the other way. I'm gonna send him back, say no sir. I'll let him kind of untangle that. I'm gonna see if I can draw him here. Good, I like that. Some really good decisions there. He really relaxed and softened with me there. So now I'm gonna go back to it, like I'm gonna halter him up. Again, I'm gonna just kind of leave this here. And you can see, right, because I'm really just teaching him, like, okay, I'll engage him again. Because I'm teaching him that I don't have to have the rope there, it's almost like letting him know, like, hey, you can choose not to engage, okay? You can choose that, but I'll put pressure on you, I'll send you back and forth. But when you do engage with me, I soften the pressure, I take some pressure off, I'll come in here and I'll rub and love on you if you'll let me. Okay, I'm gonna go right for that neck, rub and love on him. What a pony. And then I'm gonna go right back to it. Oh, that was good. And so you can see now how we're building up to being able to halter him up without having a rope around him, right? Where I don't have to use that rope as a crutch to catch him every time. This rope is just an aid. It's not a band-aid, it's not a solution, okay? It's just to help provide a little bit more control to speed the process up. But ultimately, I wanna be able to halter him without that rope around his neck where he's trusting me to approach and retreat and work with him. And he's okay with me catching him and putting that halter on. So thank you for joining me for the process of haltering a horse that hasn't been haltered before. I want you to remember this might take 2-3 days, you know, if you're just starting with a horse. So don't feel like you have to get it all done in one session like we did today. And every horse is going to be a little bit different. So be ready to modify and change things to accommodate your horse in the best way that you possibly can.